What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. First things first, we are going into our first game. Not our first game of course, I think, what are we, 7-1? 8-1? 7-1 I think, 7-1. Not so bad at all. Lots of gameplay today, almost 20 minutes of gameplay and then going into a little live section afterwards. But we've got of course some comments from you guys, and the first thing I want to talk about is Player of the Month, Sane. The comment is from Joseph Bryan. It says, another great video, my friend. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Joseph. I says, I was wondering if you think getting Sane would be a very good plan, dude. He has very pace and dribble, but I'm not sure he's worth 250k. Would love to hear your opinion, my friend. I know this is many times, but I must apologise for my bad English. Love from Sri Lanka. Well, thank you, Joseph, for the message and for the kind words, dude. This is a rip-off. It's legitimately a rip-off, and it's a rip-off for a few reasons. First and foremost, as you say, it's 250,000 coins, maybe even more. Let me have a look on Footbin. It's 270,000 coins, give or take, on both consoles. Now, you might already have some untradables or some cards that you can use to counter that. But generally speaking, 270,000 coins for a card that has a Path to Glory card that will get upgraded beyond his Player of the Month card, assuming he continues his good form and eventually goes up. Now, his Player of the Month is an 86. He's got a regular 82. His first in form will be an 84. His second will probably be an 86, maybe an 85. But it won't take long before he matches his Player of the Month card. And the Player of the Month card, it's just not good. He only has 79 composure, which is a big thing this year in the game. He's got good pace, he's got good shooting, but he's no better or worse than other players. Like Eden Hazard would do you just as good a job and is the same price and is tradable. So for 250,000 coins for this Sane, I think it's a rip-off. I think it would have been better priced around the 150 to 180,000 coin mark. At that stage, I think I would have considered doing it. I think a lot more people would have probably considered doing it. But yeah, the requirements are just absolutely outrageous, in my opinion. The biggest problem with it is the brick slots. The brick slots make a team rating far, far higher than it actually says it is. So the current Leroy Sané, for example, the Manchester City squad, you need 1 City player, 4 Premier League players and 2 informs, and it needs to be an 83 rated. Now that's actually not that difficult to achieve. You know, an 83 rated squad is quite simple. Premier League squad, a Man City squad, the informs should be fine. I'd say we could price that around 50 to 60,000 coins. But because of the brick slot, what happens is that you now need an 83 rated squad from 10 players, not from 11 players, which makes it considerably harder, and it actually puts it up to about an 84 or an 84.5 rated squad, and it just makes it so difficult. And then in the final squad, well, the final squad's got 3 brick slots, but it only requires gold cards, so that's no problem. But yeah, too many brick slots just really, for me, diminishes the want to do that Sane. And I suggest to all of you guys, don't do these expensive extortionate SBCs. Let EA know. Let EA know. Like they've got the metrics their end where they can see how many people do the SBCs, how quickly, how much they cost, etc., etc. If we all turn our nose up at the ones that are just stupidly priced, they'll have to rethink them. You know what I mean? But whilst everyone does them, you know, if their metrics say, okay, 3% less people did Sane compared to Kane, it might be a case of, okay, well, Kane is a more desirable player. There's a lot of really good options for Sane, for example. There's Eden Hazard, there's Alexis Sanchez, there's a lot of good left-wing options. Maybe that's why he got, you know, maybe why he was a little bit less, or less people did him. But if a dramatic amount of people do less, might be a situation where EA are like, okay, so this is probably wrong. We should have to rethink this. So, you know, vote, guys. Vote with your non-usage of the game. Show EA that we're not happy with the value of this Sane by not doing him. Don't invest or waste those coins into him, and don't do him, in my opinion. Robert Griffith says, hey, Nep, I just wanted to say I really love the idea of Path to Glory last year on FIFA, and you made it work very well and entertaining. I was kind of sad when you ended it, and I hope you can bring it back. I understand you don't have enough time to play all 40 games, but you could only do squad battles instead, and stop squad battles on your road to glory. Plus, you could show lots of gameplays from squad battles to help people learn. Just an idea. Sorry for stupid, but love your vids and keep up the great work. And it's got a lot of thumbs up, so I thought I'd talk about it again. I talked about it before, and you've obviously heard, because you kind of know, I just don't have the time to do a Pack to Glory. Unless they change how Squad Battles works, I don't have the time to do a Pack to Glory. The reason being is I'm not just going to start giving up Squad Battles on my road to glory. I'm not just going to say, okay, no more top 100 Squad Battles, no more 65k minimum coins a week and 100k packs and mega packs. I'm not going to just turn that away because it's part of why this series is so successful. So yeah, until EA change something, there literally just isn't the time to do a pack to glory. I have thought about it, and I think honestly, I think about it all the time. I think it would be great for my main account, my main channel, to have a proper series on there. You know, I've got Draft to Glory, but that only works now during promos. I've got the squad builder, you know, the best team in FIFA, but because of how everyone wants a meta team this year, the best team in FIFA is actually very hard, because it's like, hey, if you don't give me a team that's going to be like very, very strong for FUT Champs, I'm not interested. So it's really difficult to do squad builders right now. So there is a spot on my channel for a series. There's space there for a series-based video. And pack only Road to Glory is exactly what I would want to do. It's what I would want. I think about it and I think about it and I think about it, and I just don't have the time. There's just not enough hours in a day. If EA changed how squad battles worked and reduced it from 12 games a day to 8 games or even 4 games a day on the weekend, yeah, I'd have the time to be able to do a pack only Road to Glory. We could do squad battles throughout the whole week. Could squeeze in some FUT Champs games, maybe 8 or 10 games of FUT Champs a week as well, and it'll be fun to see what we could do with a pack only account. But until that happens, unfortunately, it's going to be a no-go. And sadly, with any series-based stuff right now, most series-based stuff is required to have FUT Champs in it. So it's going to be really, really difficult to do anything series-based, just because FUT Champs takes up too much time. And on that note, let me jump to a question that I was going to answer. It was one of the back-end questions that let's ask now. Taylor Leak says, Nepo, starting to lose desire to play Weekend League, and it's only November. Last year I lost it around July, which is strange. I've always played Weekend League religiously, and I get elite just like yourself every week. I've always got shafted in my rewards. For example, this week my best was Liajic in my Team of the Week pack. Other people such as Matt HD Gamer and Nick2018 are also not enjoying playing and are losing desire. Want to hear your thoughts. Does this game need something new? In short, I completely understand. Like pro players are just not only not playing this year, they're quitting. They're quitting the game. Pro players that play this game for a living, are saying no more. I don't necessarily think it's this year is the problem. I think the structure of FUT Champions is the problem. The problem is it's too many games every single weekend. And we talked about it before, you know, we talked about it when that pro quit because of mental health and the stress and stuff. But it's just too much. It's just too much stress and too much pressure on people every single weekend. And all I hear not all I hear, but the rebuttal to that is always, oh, you don't have to play. No, you don't have to play. But there's no other alternative in the game that offers such good rewards. And EA are playing on that fact, and that's not acceptable. It's not okay to just say, oh, play it if you want the rewards, otherwise don't play it. Because what EA are doing is that they're getting you by the scruff of the neck, and they're saying you either play it our way or you don't play at all. And that's not how a game should treat its customers. The game should treat its customers by saying, hey, we hear your cries. We hear the fact that you are generally, as a community, unhappy with the sheer volume of goals during the games during the weekend league. So we're going to change it so that everyone can benefit. But EA just won't do it. I don't know why they won't do it. I don't know if they've got it planned. I don't know what the future holds in terms of FUT Champs. But even me, myself, I'm at breaking point with FUT Champs. And I'm loving FIFA. Let's get this out of the way. I love FIFA this year. There are big issues in this game still. Player switching is still just archaic at best. The kickoff goals are a huge issue in this game. I know a lot of people still suffer with things like input delay and button lag. A lot of people still have speed up lag in games, and a lot of people are still getting disconnected from the servers very often, or just generally have unhealthy laggy games. Me personally, not so much, so I can't really speak to that end, but I know it happens still in the game. But for someone like me I love this game, you know, I'm getting elite or better every week in FUT Champs, top 100 in squad battles. I've got an insane team. I've played well in excess of 700 games of FIFA just 7 or 8 weeks in. And I'm sitting here and all I can think of is, oh God, another weekend league. Like another week of 40 games. And I get paid to play this game. I make videos and earn revenue from playing this game. I couldn't even imagine what it's like for the people that have school or jobs or extracurricular activities or care for elders or young'uns through the weekend. I can't imagine what it's like for you guys that don't play this as your job, as your living. I literally can't imagine what it's like for you guys to also have to be like, oh God, here we go again, 40 more FUT Champs games. There's no respite, there's just no break, and that no break is what causes people to just break down. Like yourself, Chris, and like Nick, you know, I know Nick's getting mad frustrated at FUT Champs, and I know a lot of the pros are getting mad frustrated at FUT Champs, and I know a lot of the pros love the FUT Champ structure, and I've said it before and I say it again, and I don't really care if this offends any of the pro players. But the pros don't want the structure to change because it won't benefit them. It will be more competition for them if the structure changes. Even if it went an extra day, which I don't think is the right answer. I think that's just making something that's wrong not as wrong. But even if it went for an extra day, all I see is the pros say, oh, that's not very fair on us because now more people have got more time to play their games, which means more people are going to be able to go 40-0. So what? Get better. Make sure you go 40-0, and if they go 40-0, it's based on skill points. So if you still play your games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're still going to get more skill points than the guy that plays 10 Friday, 10 Saturday, 10 Sunday, and 10 Monday. It's not going to make a difference so long as you still get your wins. But the argument I see a lot from the pro players, as I say, is, and it's not all the pro players, let's throw that out there, it's some of the pro players, and we've talked about this in depth in a previous video where I know that there are positives and negatives to an ELO system as well, but me personally, I think a ranked ELO system that is used in every single other e-sport is the way forwards. I don't know why EA are doing this, but yeah, people want change. The general community that I feel the general community want change, and if anything, give us some respite a different way. You know, during non-qualifying months, have FUT Champs played over a 6-week period instead of a 4-week period, and have a week break in between. So you play a week, you get a week off. You play 2 weeks, you get a week off, and you play a week, and have that as the theoretical month where you get rewards and stuff. So give people time to not have to sit there and force their way through. And again, I know the conversation pops up. You don't have to play. You don't have to play. But we want to play. This is FIFA. This is the game we love. This is the game we want to play. And EA's only competitive mode, because Squad Battles is offline, it's not really competitive in a sense of there's no esports for Squad Battles. So EA's only competitive mode is you're being funneled into deciding whether or not you're allowed to play competitive or not based on EA's rules. And as I said, from a game company, from the company's perspective, that is not what their customer generally seems to want, and they don't seem to care. They're not doing anything about it, and for me that's bizarre. That's very bizarre. And like I said, who knows, behind closed doors they might be like, right, you know, they might be changing, they might be talking about it, they might be weighing up the pros and cons, they might be rewriting a new structure for FUT Champs. We don't know. And that takes me back to yesterday's or the day before's video, where one of the biggest problems with EA is the fact that we just don't know. We don't know so much because they don't let us know. So there's that. Chris Butcher says, hey Nepo, have you heard about the people that are getting banned on Ultimate Team for using the import feature in FUTBin? If so, what's your opinion on this? Love the vids. Nobody got banned for using the FUTBin import feature, dude. That Foothead article was incredibly misleading and disingenuous towards FUTBin. The guy that got banned that contacted Foothead and said that he got banned for using FUTBin's feature actually got banned. He showed the email, and he actually got banned for cheating in FIFA 18 matches, not for using the import feature. From what I've seen and what I've heard from developers or like a FUTBin themselves and other developers, EA says your account is at risk if you use third-party sites. And what I think that means is that people can hack you. If they have, you know, login, if they have something that tracks your login details or your data, they can hack you, they can take your account, they can cheat with it, they can sell all your items, and you've lost your account, right? What FUTBin does, so I read on Reddit, is with FUTBin, what happens is that it just reads the data that the game sends to the web app. So it doesn't access your account, it doesn't take your credentials, login or otherwise, it doesn't go onto your account, onto your web app or anything like that. It literally just kind of intercepts the data and reads it. Now, the only interesting thing is that is strictly against EA's terms of service. There is something in EA's terms of service that says that something like that, using third-party sites, even for read-only data, is against the terms of service. So it is potential that it's a bannable offence. But EA's wording was a bit questionable. But even with that being said, EA also state in their terms of service that you are allowed one account and one account only. So for me, I have more than one account. I am breaking EA's terms of service. So am I now expected to get banned because I have two accounts? Or if there's two brothers that live in the same house and share the same console and they have an Ultimate Team account each, how can you tell the difference between either one? Are they both going to get banned? No. Stuff like that is more there, I think, to cover EA's backside than to say we're actually going to ban you for this. I think it's more to say, like, hey, if you're actually abusing things, it's going to be the wrong thing to do. Futbin, however, have removed their import feature. I think they're waiting to hear back from EA. I think they've contacted EA for clarification. I don't know if that clarification is going to come. But you will not get banned if you have used Futbin's import feature. I'm 99.99% certain. Of course, you can never be 100% certain because nobody knows the untold truths. But yeah, I'm 99.9% certain I'm 100% certain nobody has currently been banned for using the import feature, and I'm 99.9% certain that none of you will get banned if you have used the import feature. Oliver Healy says, "Hey Nep, I was wondering if you would ever consider doing Luis Hernandez SBC, keep up the good work." Absolutely not. Not only is he a player that I have no desire to play with, you can buy his icon card for 1.4 million or less. And then if you don't like it or you get bored of it or you want to use those coins for something else, you can sell it and maybe you'll lose tax and maybe a little bit of depreciation. Let's say you cost you 100,000 maximum over X amount of games, or you can spend 1 million coins to complete his untradeable 90 rated card, and that is just idiotic. If you spend 1 million coins to complete that untradeable one, there's no real excuses. You've just wasted coins, and that's something that we did a lot last year that we focused on not doing this year. I could do Hernandez. I could sell Desai and Mateus and go and do that icon Hernandez and have an untradeable icon Hernandez. But to what end? What would it do for me? I'd have a striker that I don't really care for, don't really want to use. Would be no better than a striker that's worth 1/10 of his price in 3 months or 4 months' time. And then he'll be untradeable and either being forced to be used in the team or being a guy that you're sitting there considering, should I use him in another Prime Icon SBC? Should I use him to get Prime Icon Ronaldo or Prime Icon Pele? Or he'll be a guy that just sits in your club and gathers dust. It's absolutely worthless. It's just not worth it. LFC Fan SW, who is currently #1 on the leaderboards on Squad Battles, says, "I play all of my games on Legendary. I did the exploit for the first 8 games because so many people started using it and I didn't want to get pushed out of the top 20 again. I haven't used it before though, so no fair play to me." And he's talking about what we talked about in the last episode where we was looking at the Squad Battles leaderboards and such. And so I guess he's so far ahead of everyone else, not because he's playing on Ultimate every game, but actually because he did use the exploit the first couple of days, and now he's still top because of that. So this week, I hopefully will get top 50, top 20 Squad Battles. If whatever happens though, next week will be the true test of where everyone lays, because the exploit would have been gone, and we'll get to see who the actual best players in Squad Battles are and where I stand within that. I let myself down in a lot of games today, guys. I ended up winning this last game to take us to 16-5. I got 1 DC in there. A penalty lost 2. I did let myself down massively. I made a lot of unforced errors in games that I was winning comfortably, and I threw them away. I should be in a better position than this, but that's FIFA for you sometimes. You can't have it all your own way all the time. This is going to be the end of the gameplay. Let's go live. Alright guys, so we're 21 games in. I think we've got like 13 games today. I'm so disappointed in myself this week. Funnily enough, this is my best team. Not even funnily enough, this is my best team. Of the losses I've taken, just stupidity on my part. Last week I lost 3 games on penalties. This week I've already lost 1 on penalties and 1 in extra time. The game that I lost on penalties, I was 3-1 up in and just generally cruising. And I let the guy back into the game and he ended up saving, I think, all of my penalties, or maybe 4 of my penalties. I can't even remember. I was so angry. I haven't got mad at this game in a while because I know that I'm the problem. 16-5 isn't the worst. We can still recover from this. We're still on target for elite, and I'm happy with elite or higher every week. But this team is phenomenal. There's not many improvements to be made that will change how I'm playing and what I'm doing. My team is so strong. When I lose these games, when I concede these goals I'm conceding, it's due to my own mistakes. And I know I've made this weekend more mistakes, more unforced errors, as it will be, than any other week before, and that's really poor from me. Like, I should be better than that. I feel like at least 3 of the 5 games that I've lost should have been wins. No. People don't like it when I say should have been wins. Could have been wins. 3 of the 5 games that I lost could have been wins, off the back of, you know, the sense that I had my chances. I was leading in most of the games. You know, I gave up sloppy possession. I gave up easy chances. I missed some easy chances. And I expect better of myself, especially with the better team. If I could put how I was playing the last few weeks into playing like that this weekend with this team, there's no reason why I can't go and get 34 wins or more a week. But the problem is, I'm making so many mistakes, and it's really frustrating. Of course, you've got to keep in mind that I got disconnected in one of the games. And although there was no guarantee that I would have won that game, you can go safe off the basis that I was 1-0 up, it was into the second half, and I was generally controlling the game. We could assume that I could potentially have won that game. So if you take away the disconnect, you know, with 17-4, which I'm super happy with, that's on course for an Elite 1 finish with a strong last 20 games. But with that disconnect loss, it just leaves us a little bit behind, you know, 16-5. I should be able to progress on here and get the 13 wins needed to get into Elite 3. If I don't, then so be it. If I finish Gold 1, so be it. It's not going to be the end of the world finishing Gold 1 once or twice. Fortunately, you know, we're so strong in monthlies anyway, that it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, just generally, guys, quite frustrated with my own play here, the unforced errors that I'm making. And I hope to be able to turn it around in the future games, the next game. So in terms of stats here, guys, my most played players: Pogba 394, Alessandrini 211, Valencia, Henry, and Rui Costa all 210, Matuidi 205, Cuadrado 84, Kimmich 47. I love this Kimmich card; he is amazing. Rijkaard 46, Farman 45, Matthias 45, Fabra 33, Desai 30. Valencia 14, Brandt 10, Fekir comes on every now and then, and a few. Don't know why I've got these bronze. Don't know how I've played the bronzes. Don't know what I did with those. Then nothing on those guys. In terms of the goals, if we just skip up to the top here, and boom. Of course, Henry is approaching that 500 goal mark. Paul Pogba with 151. Alessandrini doing bits with 139. Rui Costa with 123. And then assists as well, you know, it's very much the same pretty much. Alessandrini coming up big, Pogba coming up big, Rui Costa with the most assists at 183. He's got 306 goal contributions in 210 games, which is fantastic. If I were to change this team, it would be selling the Matthias Desai duo and upgrading from there. But I am happy with the team. The team is not the issue. I am the issue. My unforced errors and my bad play, my panicking, my rushing, that's what's costing me right now. No question about it. Fortunately, as I say, we're still on course for Elite 1. We're on course for Elite 3 monthly. And the refresh has been made. So I'm currently 11,000 points outside the top 100 with 2 sets of games to go. So I'd pretty much guarantee myself at least 20,000 points, maybe up to 22,000 points. So I'll be looking to get to about 87 to 89,000 currently, which will put me in this range of third or fourth. But of course, a lot of people are going to have games left to play. So we can probably argue that I'll be around the sort of 10th to 12th mark if I have some good games, and probably around the 8th to 10th mark if I have some great games going forwards. But I just wanted to show you that, guys. You know, lots of gameplay in today's video. We're doing good, not great. I need to up it. You know, there's no reason why I can't go on an insane run and still get Elite 1. I've got the team for it. I feel like I'm good enough to do it. I just need to eradicate these silly mistakes from my game and improve a little bit more as a player and hold on to those leads where I can, and maybe play a little bit different style of FIFA when I'm winning in a tight game and grind out a few more wins. But we'll see how it goes, guys. This is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.